My name is Elias Siegelman, and this is my show. And because it's my show, I choose what to put on it. There are other channels that have their own news, but I get to choose what news that gets views. So let's take a look at this clip where, yes, it is the ICE Gestapo force in the United States, finally in airports, because you never know when someone brown is going to walk by. Am I right, folks? Let's get into it.
What's your name? Can show the badge. Where's a badge?
At least they're not masked this time.
Can someone call 911?
But they're still ugly pieces of shit.
Where's your
Arresting
badge?
a woman for doing nothing wrong. Literally nothing. Her daughter is right there. She's a working woman. She has a family. There was some court thing that she was supposed to show up at, and they didn't remind her. And instead of like, hey, ma'am, would you just, here's a reminder, go to the court and you'll talk to the judge, and then you'll get directives for, maybe having a path to citizenship, or, we're just going to make sure that everything is good with taxes and stuff, and then it's fine. Because there's no reason that anyone needs to be subject to violence by entering this country legally or illegally. I don't even know if this woman did legally or illegally, but there's literally no reason for any of this violence to happen, and now it's at an airport near you.
Badge number, sir? What is your name? What is your name? Where's your badge number?
I want to remind y'all that these are human beings. There's no reason for them to be subject to this kind of violence. They didn't do anything wrong. Even the lines on a map, Republicans will be like, oh, but they crossed the border, and that's basically like invading your house with a knife. Excuse me? No, it's because you have latent bigotry towards brown people, and because they speak a different language, and because, oh, you're so scared, and you want to pretend that America is this thing that you know, that you adhere to, that you love. Is, oh, the borders. Republicans do not love America. The concept of America is its people, the people who are in it. And people who are in it shouldn't be treated like this, regardless of whether or not they have the right papers. I remember there was a situation a few decades ago where some people who were Jewish in Nazi Germany, didn't have the right papers, and they were treated like this, and whisked away to concentration camps, and deported, and thousands of them disappeared, and then eventually millions of them disappeared. Remember that? This is literally fucking that. This is a train station right here. This is an airport. That is a train station. It's a metaphor, right? Jesus.
I'm asking for your badge number, sir. What is your badge number?
Look at these thugs. They do not give a shit about human life.
What is your
Oh, they're also
badge
not white. Like, they're gonna be next. This is about whiteness.
Badge number. Show your badge number. This is an illegal arrest. Show the badge number.
They could literally just be violent kidnapper thugs. And they are. I mean, ICE is that. But they could be. Like, they don't have to show their badges. I hate when centrists, like some liberals, do this, where it's like, oh, ICE can continue doing what they're doing. All they need to do is not wear masks and show their badges, and then be nice about it. But law enforcement as a thing, right? Who is making the laws? Who is making these laws? I will remind you that the people who are writing these laws and who are making these ICE people enforce them are billionaire pedophiles, okay? The Epstein class. And to protect this is to protect those billionaire pedophiles, rapists, child eaters, cannibals, murderers, war criminals, genociders. This is their plan. And anything that is part of their plan is hideous and disgusting and should be condemned. And whether or not you think that, oh, the border, oh, national security, oh, people coming in and they're draining resources, wrong. This is about team sports. This is just about red and blue. This is just about their guy being as cruel as possible and them loving it. They love the war in Iran. They love the death and destruction of the Palestinians. They love that they're deporting innocent people who did nothing wrong, and where a law is made up so that they have to be deported as cruelly as possible and put in concentration camps. ICE officers are raping children, and the pregnant children are being brought over to a special concentration camp. Children's drawings are being torn apart. They wrote them with crayon, and ICE officer, they're torturing children. They're raping and torturing. This is the billionaire pedophile plan. And the fact that anyone would defend this is sickening to me. Sickening. That's it for this episode. Clean, quick, and about the most disgusting aspect of our current society. So like and subscribe, why don't you? We'll see more of this plenty, right? We'll see more of this from Donald Trump, from this administration in America. This is America. Am I right, folks? All right. My name is Elias. This is my show. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Hey, my name is Elias Siegelman, and this is my show. And we like to cover a whole bunch of stuff on this channel. We, meaning me and you, because you're along for the ride, and of course the editor and everyone else behind the scenes. So we're gonna cover something gross, something disgusting, and that's of course Trump. Like, I'm not even gonna preface it that much. It's Trump. Everything he does is gross. We're gonna go into how he's been waging a war in Iran, ruining the economy. I'll bet your gas is up, isn't it? 50, 60, 70 cents a gallon, right? And we're going to go into why this is happening. It's because Trump decided to throw this party in the Middle East, and now apparently Iran is begging, just begging for a deal to get out of this war for anything, according to Trump. And not Iran. Imagine Trump just being like, guys, I promise, Iran is begging us to stop the war. And then Iran is like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Excuse me? Let's jump into this clip and let's see the hypocrisy at full pace.
So as we just heard, Donald Trump is meeting with his cabinet in Washington right now, and the war in Iran is the key focus. The U.S. president maintains Tehran is, quote, begging for a peace deal, and he's warning the regime's negotiators they had better get serious about negotiations soon, before, in his words, it's too late.
So right now their Navy is sunk in the largest elimination of a foreign Navy.
So right now, we downed a few boats, we shot a few boats out of the water, and now they're not even bothering to put any boats in the water because they're mining it and preventing anyone from passing through, and they don't need to use the water because they're sheltered behind mountains and they're not trying to move anywhere. They're just trying to prevent oil from going through the Strait of Hormuz. So okay, you sunk a few boats. Congratulations. Bada bing, bada boom.
That has taken place, maybe ever, but certainly since World War II. Their Air Force is gone. Their anti-aircraft and communications capabilities are totally dismantled. And one of the problems they do have when they deal with us is we deal with people and the people aren't able to communicate with anybody else.
Look at this slow, doddering old fool. Like, just watch him talk and, like, tell me that he isn't just decrepit and, like, risless. I can't believe people like this guy. Well, yeah, well, I've been saying that for the last 10 plus years, right?
So now Iran continues to deny that talks with the U.S. are even taking place. And the latest rhetoric comes as more American troops are set to arrive in the region, and Tehran has fired another round of airstrikes at Israel.
Turns out they have more weapons. Wow. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv. Boom,
In Tel Aviv, the sound of sirens and several airstrikes could be heard across the city as residents took shelter. This is some video of a strike.
Yeah, it turns out. Ooh, right in the explosion. I got it.
Today that, as you can see, sent vehicles flying in the air.
Yeah, it turns out Iran is bombing vehicles, and Israelis can go to their bomb shelters because they have bomb shelters, unlike the Palestinians and Lebanese who they are currently bombing. They don't have shelters, but Iran blows up a car, and then Israel blows up another few civilians. Hey.
And at the same time, the Israeli military said it had completed a wide-scale wave of strikes targeting infrastructure in several areas across Iran.
Civilian infrastructure.
And the CBC's senior international correspondent Sasha Petrusik is in Jerusalem tracking the latest developments in the conflict. He joins us now live. So, Sasha, tell us more about what we've heard from the U.S. president on this conflict.
Yeah, Arthi, he's been doubling down on comments that he's been making for several days now that there are negotiations going on behind the scenes.
Believe me, guys,
but he also seems to be going a little bit beyond that now, and maybe even trying to do some of that negotiating, or at least the pressure of negotiating, in public. He's getting a little bit more threatening, a little bit more frustrated with the fact that Iran continues to insist that there's no negotiations going on. That they
he's like, guys, there are negotiations, right, Iran? Right, Iran? And Iran's like, no, fuck you. And he's like, but there are negotiations, right, Iran? Like, he did the same thing with Russia. He was like, guys, it's going to be super easy to stop this Russian invasion. I have this handled. I'm going to finish it in a day. And he's like, oops, turns out it's harder to end a war just by saying so. The deal maker himself, am I right? He thinks he could just say things and reality conforms to his will. That's not how it fucking works.
They may be receiving some messages, some proposals, some ideas through Pakistani mediators, but that, this is not negotiations. This is just communication. And this is, I think, why we are seeing a slightly tougher line that is coming out of the White House. Let me give you just a little bit of what he said today. It's very similar to what he has been saying. His Truth Social posts, where he's been talking about, as you say, begging for a deal. We heard that again today. He's telling Iran that you better get serious soon, or it won't be pretty. He wrote that earlier. That's the same tone we're hearing here now.
It won't be pretty. Oh,
they are begging to make a deal, not me. They're begging to make a deal. And anybody that saw what
guys, believe me, they're begging. I'm not begging. They're begging. Believe me.
was happening over there would understand why they want to make a deal. But they say, oh, we're not talking to them. Anybody would know that. And only a total fool. And they're not fools. They're very smart, actually, in a certain way.
Ooh.
And they're great negotiators. I say they're lousy fighters, but they're great negotiators.
A little slurb.
They are begging to work out a deal. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I don't know if we're willing to do that.
He's like, we killed all of their negotiators, we killed all of their leaders, and we might kill the next people who attempt to negotiate with us. But they're definitely begging for negotiations, right, guys? Right?
There is something that seems to be going on. The Pakistani foreign minister has said that there are indirect negotiations happening, and also we have a statement on through the Iranian news agency saying that Iran has responded to the initial U.S. proposals, Donald Trump's so-called 15-point plan, which includes a number of things, including that Iran give up its nuclear program and that it open up completely the Strait of Hormuz. Number of other things as well. We don't know the full details; they have not been revealed. But
like,
you know,
Trump is like, "Hey guys, here are 15 points of negotiation for you to do, which includes complete and utter surrender to every single thing we want." And then what? You're still gonna bomb them, or not? You're already bombing them. So what's the difference? Like, why would they? Like, literally, why would they?
Oh, as I say, there is a threatening tone here, an undercurrent that goes with that. Mm-hmm. And part of that is also this whole idea of assassinating Iran's leaders. Both Israel and the United States have put a lot of effort into that in the last almost 4 weeks now. And we've heard the latest just today. Israel announced that that they have taken out a naval commander in Iran who was in charge of this strategy around the Strait of Hormuz.
Just imagine if Iran did this. Just like literally imagine, like if Iran sent some missiles out, sent some drones out, killed a bunch of Israeli commanders and whatever, and like literally just started like naming them. David Horowitz was killed. We killed David Horowitz, we killed Moshe Shlomo, the military commander. We killed this guy and that guy. We killed Freya Duplica. What's a Jewish name? That's not Jewish. We killed Sarah Fagel Blokowitz, who was leading this and this army, this and this region to whatever. It's like, and Israel can just do that, and it's just accepted that Iran is the bad guy and that Israel is the good guy and that America is the good. Like, no one's the good guy. No one is the good guy here. There are no good guys.
Hormuz and a number of other things. The U.S. Central Command has confirmed that he is now dead. They have been going through that leadership from the top down. But interestingly, Reuters news agency is reporting that the United States has pressured Israel to take 2 people off of that list. That is the foreign minister and the speaker of Iran's parliament. Both.
They're like, America's like, please, Israel, please stop assassinating their negotiators. Please, we want to talk to anyone with power, and you keep on killing anyone who steps out of line. And like, the person who steps out of line is going to be the one who we want to negotiate with, because otherwise, who are you going to go negotiate with? Like some random Iranian soldiers? No, there's always going to be a person in charge. There's always, like, you assassinate a commander, and then someone gets promoted into the position. The position always exists. You're going to kill the negotiators, the leaders, everyone down the line, and there's just going to be more line. It's about the scenario. It's about the system that's in place. You can't just regime change like that. That's not how that works. Even if you took out the leader of a country that was called America, by taking that individual out, it wouldn't really change anything. because the leader is only a figurehead. He represents the system that put him there in the first place. So just because someone is in charge being taken out, it doesn't mean, like, if Bibi Netanyahu is taken out, like some other individual who I will not mention for fear of the FBI knocking on my door, like, if he's taken out, there are other members of the cabinet who would literally step in and continue the genocides. Like, that doesn't do anything. You take out the Ayatollah, the son steps in. He's angrier than before because you killed his dad and the rest of his family. So that's how that works.
Both incredibly influential, and both would be involved in any sort of negotiations that are going on now. So, there could well be something that's going on that involves these two men, as well as obviously U.S. officials that Donald Trump has named, including Vice President J.D. Vance.
All right, that's so yeah, difficult situation here. Israel is like a dog pulling on the leash. The United States sometimes wags Israel and sometimes Israel wags America. It's this balancing coalition of billionaire pedophiles and Bibi and Trump and them like sucking each other off and being in this precarious who's controlling who situation. But at the end of the day, they're both controlling a lot of bombs and a lot of lives. And they brought us into this war with Iran. Thousands more will die, if not tens, hundreds of thousands. Oil prices will continue to go up. The climate will continue to warm. And we will continue to push back against all of it, because to do nothing is to die a slow, agonizing death. And to push back is to die a longer, more meaningful, agonizing death. Am I right, fellas? Hey. All right, that's it for this episode. Like and subscribe for more delectable, juicy, optimistic takes. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.